Imagine discovering there's a guy who was literally born with the strength of a god, muscles made of cosmic material, and a cardiovascular system powered by pure divine energy. That's right, folks. Today we're going to dissect every muscle fiber, every neuron, and every drop of royal blood of Thor Odinson. This Asgardian hunk isn't just eye candy. He's a biological war machine that defies every law of physics we know. While we mortals need to hit the gym to gain muscle, Thor was born with bone density 3 times stronger than diamond and a heart that beats with the force of a nuclear power plant. But does this divine anatomy really make him invincible? Or are there hidden weaknesses in this seemingly perfect structure? Stay tuned as we dive deep into the most insane biology in the Marvel Universe. And before we start, if you're into this hardcore nerdy content, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel, because today you're going to discover secrets about Thor's body that even Marvel's own writers don't fully understand. Thor stands at 6 feet 11 inches tall purely and simply because Asgardian DNA was programmed to create superior beings. Every inch of this guy was shaped by millennia of divine evolution, resulting in a body structure that seems to have been designed by the gods themselves. His muscles aren't just big, they're dense in a way that defies science. While a human bodybuilder has normal muscle fibers, Thor possesses what Asgardian scientists call ethereal fibers, which are basically muscles impregnated with cosmic energy. His skin has a tone that doesn't exist on Earth, a natural golden hue that literally reflects sunlight differently. His blonde hair isn't common pigmentation, they're strands that carry constant static electricity, which is why that mane always seems to be moving. And those blue eyes? Man, they aren't just blue. They're microscopic portals that connect directly to the cosmic storms of the universe. But the most interesting thing is that all this physical appearance isn't just aesthetic. Every detail serves a specific biological function. His beard, for example, isn't just Nordic charm. It functions as an atmospheric sensor that detects changes in air pressure and humidity, allowing him to anticipate natural storms hours before they happen. His thick eyebrows protect his eyes from electrical discharges that his own body constantly produces. Even the scars he carries throughout his body have a function. They become points of mystical energy accumulation, like natural tattoos that channel divine power. Now comes the most insane part of this anatomy. Thor's raw strength is literally incalculable by Earth standards. While a normal human can exert at most 400 pounds of force, Thor can easily lift 100,000 tons without breaking a sweat. This means he could lift a 30-story building with one hand while drinking a beer with the other. But the most impressive thing isn't just the weight he can lift. It's the speed at which he applies that force. When Thor throws a punch, he isn't just moving muscles. He's channeling the gravitational energy of entire planets through his fists. One of his punches generates approximately the same energy as a 6-mile asteroid hitting Earth at 25,000 miles per hour. No joke. A slap from this guy could literally split the moon in half. And that's just using his natural strength, not counting the hammer. The bone structure that supports all this strength is composed of a material that doesn't exist in the Earth's periodic table. His bones are made of a natural alloy of cosmic metals that form only in the cores of dead stars. Each bone is hollow inside, but filled with marrow that produces not just blood cells, but also particles of pure energy. When he needs more strength, this bone marrow goes into overdrive, pumping energy directly to the muscles through microscopic channels that function like biological high-voltage cables. That's why sometimes you see Thor glowing during the most intense fights. It's not a special effect. It's literally his skeleton radiating energy through his skin. Thor's speed is one of the most underestimated things about him. People think he's just a slow brute, but the truth is that his reflexes operate at a completely different temporal frequency than ours. While our brain processes information at 394 feet per second, Thor's Asgardian nervous system works at the speed of light. This means he can react to threats before they even happen, like having a temporal sixth sense. When he flies, it's not just physical speed, it's manipulation of space-time around his body. The guy can cross entire galaxies in a matter of minutes, literally bending reality to move faster than should be possible. His reflexes are so sharp that he can catch bullets in mid-air, not because he sees them coming, but because his body automatically reacts to any disturbance in the electromagnetic field around him. But here's a detail few people know. Thor's speed isn't constant. It increases proportionally to the level of threat he faces. His nervous system has sensors that detect the opponent's power and automatically adjust his reaction speed. It's like a car with automatic transmission, but instead of gears, they're levels of cosmic speed. When he fights weak enemies, his body works in economy mode. But when the threat is real, like facing Galactus, then his organism enters berserker mode and his speed transcends the laws of physics. That's why in some comics you see him being surprised by weaker villains. It's not because he's slow, it's because his body was in standby mode. So, have you thought about subscribing to the channel yet? Because what's coming next will completely blow your mind. Thor's skin isn't made of normal cells. It's composed of a substance that Asgardians call Ethereal dermis. Imagine a natural armor that regenerates itself and gets stronger with each received damage. When he gets a cut, the cells don't just multiply to close the wound, they evolve to become more resistant to that specific type of attack. It's as if his body were software that constantly updates itself. His resistance goes far beyond the physical. He can survive in the vacuum of space, withstand star temperatures, and resist the gravitational pressure of black holes. The circulatory system works with a fluid that isn't common blood. It's liquid energy that keeps each organ functioning at superhuman levels. Honestly, it's as if nature had decided to create the perfect organism and called it Thor. But the most fascinating thing is his regeneration process. Unlike other heroes who heal quickly, Thor doesn't just regenerate, he adapts. If he gets shot, the skin at the impact site becomes resistant to projectiles. If he gets burned, that area develops heat resistance. It's accelerated evolution that happens in real time during combat. His immune system functions like an army of organic nanobots that constantly patrol the body looking for threats. Any virus, bacteria, or toxin that enters the bloodstream is immediately identified, cataloged, and eliminated. But here comes the most insane part. His immune system isn't limited to biological threats. It also detects and neutralizes mystical and energetic attacks. It's like having an antivirus that works against magic. Thor's powers don't come from outside. They're literally part of his anatomy. The central nervous system was developed to be a natural conductor of cosmic electricity. Each neuron functions as a mini electric generator, creating a bioelectric network that connects directly with the forces of nature. When he summons lightning, he isn't calling external electricity. He's releasing energy that his own body naturally produces. His heart has 4 extra chambers that function as organic batteries, storing enough energy to power an entire city for months. His lungs process not just oxygen, but also particles of cosmic energy that exist in the air. That's why he can breathe in any environment. His respiratory system was designed to extract vital energy from any atmosphere. And weather control? Dude, that comes from special glands located at the base of the skull that secrete hormones capable of influencing planetary electromagnetic fields. But there's more. Thor possesses an organ that doesn't exist in any other known living being, called the temporal core. It's located right in the center of the chest, just behind the heart, and is responsible for synchronizing all body systems with the cosmic forces of the universe. This organ is what allows him to travel through dimensions, manipulate time during battles, and even resurrect in some extreme situations. His liver processes not just toxins, but also negative energies like fear, anger, and despair, converting these emotions into fuel to increase physical strength. That's why the more intense the combat gets, the more powerful he becomes. His stomach has been adapted to digest any type of matter, from Asgardian food to star fragments, extracting pure energy from anything he consumes. Many people think Thor is all brawn and zero strategy, but that's the biggest misinterpretation in comic book history. His Asgardian brain has processing capacity that would make any supercomputer cry with envy. His intelligence isn't just academic, it's combat intelligence developed over millennia of experience in cosmic battles. He can analyze thousands of variables simultaneously during a fight, calculating trajectories, enemy weaknesses, and possible strategies in fractions of a second. What seems like impulse is actually complex tactics executed so naturally that we don't even notice. Additionally, Thor has access to ancestral knowledge genetically encoded in Asgardian DNA. It's like having a universal library implanted directly in the brain, with information about all civilizations that have ever existed in the cosmos. When he fights, he isn't improvising. He's applying combat techniques tested in billions of battles throughout history. His brain is divided into specialized sections. One part processes combat information, another monitors body energy levels, a third maintains constant connection with cosmic forces, and a fourth functions as an interdimensional GPS that always knows where he is in the universe. His memory is practically infinite, capable of storing information for thousands of years without losing a single detail. This means he remembers every fight, every technique, every weakness of all enemies he has ever faced. It's like having a tactical database that's constantly updated. But the most impressive is his ability to learn during combat. His brain analyzes the opponent's attack patterns in real time and develops specific counterattacks. In a matter of minutes, he can elaborate strategies that would take human generals months to develop. Now comes the part everyone wants to know. What are the weaknesses of this seemingly perfect war machine? First, emotional dependence. Thor's anatomy is directly connected to his psychological state. When he gets depressed or loses confidence, his powers literally diminish because the endocrine system stops producing the hormones necessary to maintain full strength. Second, energy overload. His body can store too much cosmic energy and collapse, like a battery that overheats. Third, and this is tough, vulnerability to mystical attacks that directly target the divine essence. While he's practically invulnerable to physical damage, magics that affect the soul can bypass bodily defenses directly. Lastly, there's a temporal limitation. The longer he spends away from Asgard, the weaker his connection to the divine energy source becomes, making his powers gradually diminish. But there are other weaknesses that are less obvious. Thor's super-developed nervous system is also his greatest vulnerability. Sonic attacks at specific frequencies can overload the neural sensors and leave him temporarily incapacitated. The adaptive skin that evolves during combat has a limit of mutations per day, so if he faces many different types of attacks in sequence, the system can crash. The heart with extra chambers that store energy can be sabotaged if someone manages to infect it with a specific energy virus. And here's one that few know. Thor is allergic to a specific type of pollen that only exists in a rare plant from Alfheim. If he's exposed to this substance, all his powers temporarily deactivate while the immune system fights against the allergen. In a real battle, Thor's anatomy transforms into a symphony of coordinated destruction. Each body system works in perfect harmony. While muscles generate devastating force, the nervous system calculates precise trajectories and internal organs pump cosmic energy to sustain combat for hours. Against enemies like the Hulk, Thor's advantage isn't just in raw strength, but in anatomical versatility. While Hulk depends on anger to get stronger, Thor has multiple independent systems that can be strategically activated. Against speedsters like Mercury, his enhanced reflexes and ability to predict movements through electromagnetic field reading give him a tactical advantage. And against cosmic beings, man, that's when the divine anatomy really shines, because it was literally created to face universal-level threats. Each cell in his body is a potential weapon. Each heartbeat is energy enough to destroy planets. During a prolonged fight, Thor's body enters a state called divine berserker fury, where all safety limiters are removed, and he can access 100% of his anatomical capacity. In this state, his body temperature rises to plasma levels, his muscles expand 50% beyond normal, and his brain processes information at a speed that distorts his perception of time. It's as if he entered slow motion while the world around remains at normal speed. But this mode has a price. After using it, the body needs a recovery period that can last days or even weeks, depending on the intensity of the battle. After dissecting every aspect of Thor's anatomy, it's clear that we're talking about the best designed organism in the Marvel Universe. It's not just about being strong or resistant, it's having a body that functions as a multidimensional war machine. Each organ, each muscle, each neuron was developed over millennia to create the perfect warrior. But here's the final provocation. Isn't all this anatomical perfection also his greatest weakness? Such a complex and interdependent organism might have vulnerabilities we haven't discovered yet. What if there exists some specific frequency that can destabilize the entire divine system at once? Or some cosmic virus capable of infecting ethereal cells? What do you think? Can you imagine any way to defeat an apparently perfect anatomy like this? Leave in the comments what your strategy would be to face Thor now that you know all the secrets of his body. And if you enjoyed this insane analysis, you know what to do. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell because there's much more nerdy anatomy coming up.